Hello everyone, this is Animation 4. Welcome back to some more FTB Continuum. Doing stuff is all. So last episode we started looking at the two branches we could go down, where I am now. And that's Factorio and Industrial Rebirth. Realized we can't get any further on Industrial Rebirth, and on to Factorio. So the quests we have here, Certified Crafting, Industrial Strength, and Harder Better are the ones on the to-do list. Harder Better was the one piquing my interest, and it requires us to make 27 blast bricks, which is to craft this recipe 9 times. And it doesn't look that bad until you realize this is a block of coal coke in the middle. That's 9 coal coke 9 times. Math says that's 81 coal coke. Looks like I got 82, so we're fine. But still, it's a lot. On top of that, 4 blaze powder for 36. Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I got everything. I got all the things. It's a matter of making it at this point. That goes there. That goes there. These go around. That goes there. Get the blast bricks. There's 27 of them. Harder Better is, yeah, done. 8 steel for that, which is really nice. So now we have Certified Crafting, Industrial Strength, and Here to There. Here to There is a good one because I don't have automatic item transfer yet. Conveyor belts are the early way you can move items automatically, aside from hoppers. Hoppers are really expensive. I think I pointed this out before, right? Look at here, hopper. Yeah, they take iron plates. We're almost there. And also, there's like an iron chest in the middle. Yeah, that's an iron chest, which is a copper chest. It's an expensive chest. So you're not going to be using a lot of hoppers. Place them in the world, and they'll move items that are on top of them in the direction they are facing. They'll push into an inventory if they can, but you need a hopper to pull from one. There's several kinds of conveyor belt. The drop a conveyor belt will drop items through it if there is no block under it, or insert items in inventory under it if it can. Vertical conveyor belt move items straight up. The splitting conveyor belt will make items turn left or right, alternating per item stack that passes through it. Covered conveyor belts will prevent items from being picked up off it by the player. It's a lot of conveyor belts. And there's only one task, which is the conveyor belt itself. But yeah, there's the splitting, there's covered, there's vertical, there's an extracting. Covered extracting. Oh dang, these things get fancy. And then there's these conveyor belts, which take plastic, which take dry rubber, which take tiny dry rubber, which take latex processing. But no, we're doing these conveyor belts. Take steel nuggets, leather, and redstone. Oh, leather is gonna get expensive. I don't really have like massive amounts of buying rack on rabbit hide. To start breeding rabbits for leather. Thing I can do. I haven't tried these ground traps. I might want to try these ground traps at some point. Freezer, nah. Bee produce a beefy princess. Atomic reconstructor and rotten flesh. Really? That's the, if that works, does that work? Rotten flesh. Like, does it? No. Why did it say it did? I think it got removed. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, it says it here, but it's not actually there. So I'm gonna try out these ground traps. They're not expensive to make. I have plenty of bait for them. Might just like collect leather, potentially. 5 tons of grain. I don't know, well, see. Do some crafting of ground traps. Okay. Getting late, I don't have much time. I have no idea how these things work. Don't. I made 4 of them. What happens? Put bait in it. Spread them out. I don't know. It could just be like a slow collection thing. If so, I'd want a lot. But, you know, before I get a ton, I want to actually know what these things do. In the meantime, while that's going on, I'm gonna kill some Endermen. That's it. I need Ender Pearls. But, I'll wait on these a little bit, see if anything just ends up in them. I don't know if they actually, like, require the mobs to step over them and it kills them or something. I don't know. But, we'll find out. Thanks to the infinite knowledge that is the internet, I learned these actually have to be placed in the ground. And it actually did consume a ground bait, so it is working. I have a better place for it than in this random field. That's up on top of my mountain. I'm up there with the sling. Enough. So all it really needs is to be surrounded on 4 sides by grass. Welcome to grass. We could set this up to farm pretty easily. I'll get this worm out of here. Could set this up to farm pretty easily because it just takes 4 grass blocks around it. Could alternate them every other block, have a grass block between them. Okay. All it did was tell me how they work, and I'm already planning the big farm techniques. Of course, 2 of these aren't going to work, but boom. Once grass goes into these blocks, it'll work fine. That instantly it used one. I guess it set the bait when it did that. So that's it, quote unquote, setting the bait. Then over time it should generate a produce. Like if I look at grain bait, a lot of string. I think for the most part I'm going to get this bait through pressing. Speaking of which, I'm going to press some more soybeans. But just put the bait in and eventually it becomes one of 5, I think one of like 7 different things. Did I look at that? Turkey, beef, chicken, leather, feather, egg, bone, or duck. So, yeah. That's much easier than setting up like an actual animal farm. Since I have soybeans growing, all I have to do is throw them into here, and they'll automatically get squeezed into tofu and grain bait. So, I mean, we got a good system going. I didn't even realize we got a system going. We got a good system going. I don't know how long it takes. I don't know how much you end up getting. I'm not sure if 1 bait corresponds to 1 item. I'm not sure if 1 bait corresponds to as many items as you can get in 5 minutes. I don't know how that works. All I know is this is how you set it up. This one is almost ready to go. This one is 1 more grass block. And we'll see. Hopefully this will get me a lot more leather than I had. In the meantime, did see a bunch of cows out there. So look away a little bit and nothing bad will happen. I don't know. How much leather do I actually... I just need to make 1. Might have a leather, just... Probably not, though. Need a leather. So... yeah, there we go, now they're all functioning. So just look away while I go find a cow. Took way too many cows, but got a leather. Figure this out. If these end up working well, I'll probably end up setting up some fancy farm for it. Because that actually completes the stuff I need for... well, no, it doesn't. I need pork. What gives me what pork? Veggie bait. Probably have to make some veggie bait. Oh, if you press carrots, you get carrot. Few things you can press to get... Really? Pretty easy cooking oil. So you could press things to get bait. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing to get most of my bait. And if I use that, I could potentially get pork. Does veggie bait get you... I think veggie bait also gets you... Ooh. Ideas. Ideas brewed in my head. That's for later. Right now. Where did that steel end up? It's in my inventory. Now we're going to try out this very belt and complete the quest. Boom. Done. 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 Not done. Done. I get rocks. Next logical thing is pressing matters, which is it's a big one. We got to create the metal press multi-block. I've made this in previous series. Yes, I know I made it in Techno Thermocraft because it was a big thing there. Pretty sure I made it in Infinity Evolved. I've made this a few times. Let's look at some of these recipes. Heavy engineering block. It's the same recipe. Scaffold. Scaffold. Just scaffold. Not bad. Yeah, it's fine. This is like vanilla recipes. I do have to set up this blast brick. We're gonna set up a blast furnace downstairs. Oh, I haven't showed you downstairs yet. I decorated. Look how... No, I decorated over here. So our Empowerer room isn't yet a room because it doesn't have walls. I decorated the floor up to where the walls will be. We got these anti-blocks. And there is a little bit of shape to the floor. These are actually covers. That one. Yeah, so these are super thin right here to save on some marble. And it prevents mobs from spawning, but I had to figure out a light way because my light method right now is not the best. I got those down a bit, I guess. Anti-blocks, purple running from the power, cyan running past that, a ring of regular marble, then a ring of frame stairs containing some chiseled cobblestone, just for a little bit of outer touch. I don't like these corner blocks though. Probably end up replacing these blocks. And then around it there is just some chiseled stone, chiseled to trodden bricks. Give a little bit of not this look. They'll feel stony. Like it doesn't draw the eye, but it soothes it kind of. I don't know. I kind of like it. And of course, the power is now properly running underneath. And you can see the... So, yeah. It's pretty cool. And somewhere we got to put this blast furnace in some room. I might just... I don't know where I'm going to put it. I haven't thought about that at all. We got power. We got empower. Doesn't really take power, but other stuff is gonna. I might just floor planning, redstone. Might just like split this in half here, and say this half is the what's it called, immersive engineering room, all the immersive engineering things. And here we would put the blast furnace. And the hammer. Yay! This takes coal coke and I think iron. It just produces steel. I'm gonna get some of that running because I have tons of iron but no steel. Up here, this, I think it's 1-to-1 with full coke at least. Otherwise, I think you can use charcoal at a rate of 2-to-1. I know, we'll find out. But it is very slow. But steel. Steel's good. Alright, I think I've done all the things. Yeah, this scaffolding. I'm gonna nail this recipe. I'm gonna nail it first try. I'm gonna nail it first try. We got this. Easy. Heavy engineering blocks. So it goes here. And redstone engineering blocks. Yeah. Got a loot chest for that. I also did the engineer's workbench. Get a loot chest for that. And I made a squeezer and had it squeeze 200 seeds just so I can fill up this bucket with seed oil. That's the only way I have transfer the seed oil. I have to empty this by breaking it and replacing it. Seed oil in. Now I can make industrial hemp seeds and then squeeze the seed oil out of these. No. I will not be doing that. These will now let me grow industrial hemp, which does good things. These, I think that's the quest. That's the quest. And we get third loot chest. That's all the ones I have to claim. Yeah. So let's go loot. Fish. Meat. Food. Wonderful. So to make this thing, I'm going to try to recall it entirely from memory. We'll see how well that goes. Put it along where this wall would be right here. It's only 2 scaffolding, so this one in the middle must be the engineering block. There. I need a downward facing piston. This it's an engineering block there. Downward facing piston. No, not quite. There it is. And then conveyor belts. I think that's it. It's not it. Maybe these two switch. I'm just guessing at this point. I don't want to have to look it up. You can't make me. First try. Let's go. There we go, industrial press. This does need to be connected to power, which will be connected way up there. Like this. Means I'll need to run power cables through the roof. I think that's okay. I think I left... Yeah, I left some space in the roof here to run cables through. I'll just need a lot more flux ducts. Does it connect there? It doesn't connect. This is the power switch. Turn it on and off. Don't know what we're going to use that for, but we have it now. Cool. Also, this thing up here is working. It's working great. Essentially, one bait becomes one item. The items don't stack, so it will fill up after 18 unless you empty it. And, you know, they've been... I added a few more. They've been collecting stuff. These ones I made veggie bait for. Yet to get any pork chops, though. Is... Oh, there's one. Single pork chop. But, you know, they're doing their thing. And what I found the best way to do it is to harvest this cotton that I have growing. And some of the soybeans. Depending on what kind of bait I want at any time. If this would make me veggie bait. I use the cotton to make string. Grind the string with the soybeans. Make some veggie bait. And distribute that amongst the ones that need it. Which would be these 4. Because these are the only ones that actually use it. That I have using it. Be simple. So, a cotton farm. And you got this thing running pretty much forever. Once you have auto harvesting. Auto harvesting's down the road. But we're getting there. Making progress. I gave in. I moved it over here. So I could run a shorter cable. They're running the cable all the way over there. Once I get things set up, it will go back over there. But right now, power cables are just a little expensive. But we're going to do a little bit of changing pace here. Focus on my food situation. It's alright. I got a pile of stuff. But early on, I talked about the big food I wanted to make, which is Southern style breakfast. Top tier food, always edible buffs player. It seems to be the easiest one to do. Full hunger fill. And we have the traps upstairs now set up, which are getting us the big thing, eggs and raw pork chops. Those are the two meat things I actually. I've gotten 8 now raw pork chops. And I throw those in to cook. So that covers the pork chops and the eggs. Toast is butter and bread. Bread is dough. Dough is flour. Flour comes from soybeans. Butter comes from heavy cream and salt, or soka tofu, which comes from soybeans. So we can make toast no problem. Biscuits and gravy we've already made. Comes from stock and flour, which is soybeans and soybeans. Biscuits come from dough and butter. Basically bread again. Soybeans for these. Grits come from soy milk, soybeans, salt, water, and cornmeal. So the last thing I need is cornmeal. And a lot of soybeans. So let's make... Yeah, we have some big meals on here now. Surf and turf. They have the fish. Popcorn. Actually, no, I think I can... Yeah, I can cook things. Maybe not. I thought I could cook things without actually using the fire. Where is cornmeal? And actually, here it is. Okay, let me make all the cornmeal. We should be able to make grits. What else do I need? I need the soy milk. I have soy milk, right? Yeah, I have soy milk. I have salt. A little bit of salt. Use some more salt. Where are grits? Grits, here it is. 14 grits. I have some eggs in here already. I can make some more biscuits and gravy. I'll probably do that. And just grab the pork chops. Butter. And what do I need for dough? Salt, flour, and water. I think I have flour left. Do I not have any flour left? Need some flour then. Flour. Plenty of flour. Need 2 dough per thing I need to make. Dough. Let's make some biscuits. Make some bread. Make some toast. And we're almost there. Need some gravy. Gravy. What am I missing to make gravy? So close. Stock. Am I out of stock? Do I have stock? Blind again? Gravy. Nope, not grape juice. Bacon. I need more flour. And gravy. Here it is. I think that's everything. Make the biscuits and gravy. And in theory, Southern style breakfast. Let's go. Oh man. So this is gonna be my main food source. It's a lot of steps to make, but overall it's not expensive. It is soybeans, corn, and these traps. So next episode, we're gonna spend some time looking at ways of auto farming. Forestry in particular has the best ways that aren't super expensive yet. We're looking at setting up something like that to harvest corn, soybeans, probably cotton too, so I can get string. And of course, nice hemp. So the 4 things I have growing right now in a better way. Setting up these ground traps to get more pork chops and eggs. Yeah, see, there's 2 more. And I should never have to worry about food again. That's the hope. Let's stop. My inventory is full of stuff I can't deposit. Wonderful. There. Cool. So that's going to be it for this episode. Like I said, next episode we're going to focus on We're going to try to focus on non-quest stuff, even though we did just unlock a ton of quests, including this one, which unlocks big one right here. But next episode, we're going to focus on that farming thing. Because we have conveyor belts, we can do a little bit of automation with moving items, and it should be fun. So until then, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.